One of my very favorite postpartum Ayurvedic recipes is rice pudding. There are multiple variations. This is an overview of some of the basic ingredients that will make a very solid and nourishing rice pudding dish for you. There is basmati rice. I'm using about a cup of this in this recipe that I have been soaking overnight in water to decrease the phytic acid content and increase its digestibility. That's something I do with all grains and legumes. And then I'm going to drain that water off and add it to 2 cups of fresh high prana spring water that I harvested from Baralithia Springs in Elkton, Virginia. And I'm just going to boil those 2 ingredients together until the water is mostly cooked out. And then add in your milk of choice. A very high quality dairy milk is indicated for the postpartum time if you can do that. This is certified organic A2 milk. And sugar, this is optional, but that is very much indicated in postpartum to include lots of the sweet taste, a full permission to have lots of desserts, and to help rebuild and nourish the mother, to rebuild her tissues, to recover from lots of blood and fluid loss, etc. Some whole cardamom pods, which are so delicious. I always so like to add in saffron, and some certified organic ghee. Here I am just draining off the basmati rice liquid that was soaked in and then pouring some filtered water over it so you don't see any froth or bubbles anymore until the water runs clear. And then we'll get this ready to boil. So here I'm just adding the basmati rice into a large saucepan, and I'm going to pour in the spring water over top. Perfect. And I'm going to turn the heat on to get this mixture boiling and let this simmer for a while. Now that the water is mostly all cooked down, you can see how much the rice has expanded. It is time to put in the milk, spices, and other ingredients. So measuring out 8 cups of milk to add in. It's our next step, and then we'll keep this at a boil until it thickens. So now it's going to be quite liquidy again, and look how rich this milk is. This whole milk, nothing like all of those offshoots. I'm going to add some cinnamon to this batch, and you can add any herbs that you like to taste. Just so delicious. And 10 cardamom pods, always certified organic, wild-crafted herbs. Make sure they're very high quality and fresh. And then 2 tablespoons of ghee, and I turned the heat on high, so this is going to come to a boil, and as soon as it does, I'm going to turn it down and keep it uncovered for a while just to reduce some of the liquid, but keep it simmering, keep it boiling. And this could take 2 to 4 hours depending on how much heat that you use and whether it's a humid or arid environment at home. So just watch it to make sure that it doesn't burn on the bottom, and then you can get it to the consistency you like. So I've seen some rice puddings that are very thick and others are more on the thin side, like, you know, almost like a kefir or a lassi. So you can just get all of this to taste. Okay, and that's going to melt very soon. So good. And this is something you can really do early on, even in the first 10 days afterwards, because it's so easy to digest. And after this cook, of course, you can strain off the cardamom pods, but you can leave them in there to really enhance the flavor and get maximum benefit of their healing powers. I mentioned saffron that you could use, nutmeg, clove. Those are some other ideas as well. If you like any of those herbs, just adjust them to taste. This is thickening up very nicely. You can see the consistency is different liquid before, so time to add the sugar. And this is something you can adjust to taste. And I would recommend like a whole, cup, even 1.5 cups for postpartum mamas. And let's give that a good stir. So the only thing, you don't want to use honey for any cooked dishes because it denatures it once you cook it over 118 degrees. Maple syrup is fine though to use, so that's really the only one to avoid. Just keep honey raw. Delicious. Of course, this is now ready for taste testing, and this keeps so well. It'll thicken up more if you refrigerate it later, but I do recommend like just eating it right when it's fresh. So I'm gonna cool that off a little bit. And yum. Enjoy.